Before we continue on with Geralt's quest for Ciri, I think now is the perfect time to take a small detour and talk about another major aspect of The Witcher 3. Shagging. Well, romance. But there's lots of shagging. In fact, The Witcher 3 has a surprising amount of encounters for old Geralt out in the world, but the game only ever really directs their interest towards two. It's a duo that split the fandom, Triss and Yennefer. One of the great things about The Witcher 3 and how it approaches romance is that unlike romances seen in other RPGs like Mass Effect, the ones here aren't crushes building to fulfillment in sex. Instead, they're messy, ongoing relationships that already have such history behind them.
Slobbering drunks, brazen boasting, and the inevitable rows that result.
Yeah, nothing like the banquets mages attend. Remember the one on Thanedd?
You were there. How could I forget? I also remember excruciatingly well what happened after the banquet.
That history extends to the players too. For fans of the games and books, these two characters mean more than what The Witcher 3 alone presents. For fans of the novels, Yennefer is Geralt's true love, but for the last two games, Triss has been Geralt's flame. The Witcher 3 acknowledges that Geralt's relationships are complex. Triss essentially took advantage of his amnesia to finally romance him, something that's left her feeling conflicted. Meanwhile, Geralt starts the game looking for Yennefer, and their union isn't a beautiful coming together of soulmates, but an embrace of we've got work to do, matter-of-fact meeting. It's a world away from The Witcher 1's utterly embarrassing card-collecting sexathon. Here, the women in Geralt's life have agency, their own goals and desires. Their interest is mutual, and they're not merely props waiting around for the player to initiate. Neither are they just different flavours of girlfriend. Yennefer and Triss both represent very different relationships and meaning for Geralt. An important place to start to explain this is in the differences between Yennefer and Triss. There's a lot of subtleties, but it essentially boils down to this. Yen is a realist, Triss is an idealist. You can see Yen's prickly cynicism in her dealings with, well, everyone.
May all Skellige know, Yennefer of Vengerberg is a common thief!
Control yourself, Druid. I haven't stolen anything. I've merely borrowed something and fully intend to return it.
She has no stomach for pretense and trusts only those who have proven themselves. Yen isn't selfish, but she definitely can seem aloof.
You were to ask about someone, not prod their wounds. That's enough.
What happened then?
Triss, on the other hand, is active in trying to make the world better. Yennefer is direct, always going to the heart of a problem, while Triss tries to be considerate of others. The game draws an explicit parallel between them in their use of magic.
Could you revive him?
Maybe. If I actually practiced black magic. Haven't sunken that low just yet.
Black magic's no joke. Casting those spells never ends well. Never.
I don't like it any more than you do, believe me. But the thought that Ciri is in danger, I like that even less.
I understand. Still doesn't give us the right to...
Geralt, please. This is not the time to debate ethics.
Their differing methods make clear their values. And in turn, their relationship with Geralt is revealing. Triss is sweet and caring, keen on romantic gestures and longing for proof of Geralt's attraction, while Yennefer is wild, independent, with no stomach for charades. She knows what she wants and she'll do whatever it takes to get it. Her relationship with Geralt is matter-of-fact but passionate. With each of them, Geralt is a bit of a temperament to their natures. With Triss, he's a little awkward, unsure of himself and his feelings for her. Their romance feels tender, sometimes a little tragic. Forces feel like they're pulling them apart. But he also has to look out for her, as Triss's trusting nature often lands her in trouble.
It's a trap, Geralt.
This stank from the start. Let's agree your friends were never here. Now pay the rest and let's part in peace.
You don't set the terms, mutant. Stay out of it. We're here for the witch.
We're inseparable, see? Afraid you'll have to take us both.
With Yennefer, he's confident, saying what he thinks. They feel like forces are pushing them together, their romance a whirlwind. Often Geralt acts as Yennefer's moral compass, bringing her back down to earth when her own desires become all she can see.
Could have shown some sympathy for the boy.
That was no boy, Geralt. It was a hunk of rotting, rancid flesh that spoke through my magic.
Didn't just speak. It howled in pain.
I know it seemed real, but it was no longer human. Do you understand? Geralt, I know we should talk, but not here, all right? I don't wish to stay a moment longer.
Thing is, the relationships don't exist in a vacuum, and the game contextualizes them in interesting ways. Trist's relationship with Geralt from the last two games is framed in light of his amnesia, that perhaps Trist took advantage of him and his state of mind. Meanwhile, Geralt and Yennefer's relationship, as it was in the books, is a subject of song and ballad, something Geralt finds a bit uncomfortable, as seen with one of the funniest line deliveries in the whole game.
So that ballad about the Witcher and the Sorceress, that's you?
Yeah.
So choosing either one of them is less about who you like the most, and more about who seems the better fit for Geralt. Choosing Triss is a bid to be a better person, while a romance with Yennefer is a choice to be true to himself. Neither is right or wrong, but both explorations of who Geralt is and who he wants to be. Right, now I've got all that out of the way, let's get real. Yennefer is the right choice for Geralt, and let me tell you why. It'd be easy to make the case for Yennefer over Triss simply because the game spends so much time establishing their long history. It'd be easier still to simply point at the novels and say how they make them soulmates. The truth of it goes right back to how they meet and fall for each other, something that's carried right through into The Witcher 3. Yennefer gives Geralt the one thing he's been looking for his whole life, the thing that he struggles with in so much of his questing around the world. Complete, unconditional acceptance. Not just for being a Witcher, but of who he is as a person. Triss might love and respect Geralt, but nobody reads him like a book the way Yennefer does. The same is true of the reverse. Geralt is basically the only person in the whole world Yennefer trusts and allows herself to depend on. Every time they're together, they seem like the only people who truly get each other. It's fundamental. The defining point of Geralt's romance with her is in the quest, The Last Wish, where they undo the wish that seemed to bind them together in the first place. Nothing changes. These two are bound together through their history, their feelings, and their outlook. They care about the same things, and they fight for them too. Because while their ties to each other can seem invisible, their pull is undeniable.
My, it's lovely.
I think the spirits of Skellige favor us.